Got to add myself to the stream. Good morning. I just boomed it. How you doing, guys? It is Monday, January 31st. That was fast. That was a very quick month. I got a great guest here, Mike Barron, and we're going to talk all things Thin Blue Line and what else is going on with him. But I want to welcome you guys to the show. Thank you so much for watching. We got links to my book, the sign-up list, and Mike's in the description. But first of all, happy Monday, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
All righty. What's the latest with you? What is going on? You are the new star of Fox News. You are the new star of right-wing disinformation.
Yeah, I was on Fox News this morning to talk about why everybody is abandoning DC Comics. And of course, my response was, gee, I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue why they would want to read divisive tribal identity books.
Do you know anyone that may have left DC Comics?
I know one guy. Well, of course, aside from you, Graham and Chuck, but Chuck, they gave him the heave-ho because they didn't like the fact that he was conservative.
Oh, what a terrible sin. Yeah, it's I don't know. I was telling, I don't know who I was talking to the other day. I think it was Eric July. I was telling him I need to have more notoriety and big controversial things happen in the media in my career, because I don't want my biggest quote, which is currently, I'm tired of this shit. I don't want that to be the biggest quote of my life. I don't want that on the headstone. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, I got to get some more things accomplished because I'm very famous. Mike, it was the weirdest thing when I quit DC that quote was literally around the world, like international news in England and Spain. My wife was showing me all these articles, and I'm like, they just had a picture of my face, and it said, Superman artist quits over woke whatever. And then the quote was, I'm tired of this shit.
Well, I think I got a new quote for you. And since DC isn't using it, it's all yours. Truth, justice, and the American way.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. But we'll get to my stuff later. We're here for you first. And we want to talk about, let's put it up here. Add to stream. Okay. The Thin Blue Line. The graphic novel by Mike Barron. Look at that. What are we at? 75,758. I refuse to wear glasses when I'm on this show. That's why I lean over to the other monitor and squint. So tell me, how does this feel? Because I remember I had you on October or early November, and we were at $9,000. And I felt bad for you, man, because I'm like, Mike is a hell of a writer. People just need to know. How does it feel now on the other side of this equation where this is, I can say this is a rock solid success? How do you feel compared to when I first had you on?
Well, I'm very gratified. And by the way, we had two campaigns running, Indiegogo and Kickstarter. And when last I looked, the combined total is $119,000.
Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
I hope it carries over to my next campaign, which couldn't be more different from Thin Blue Line. It's the second Florida Man graphic novel, and it's nothing but pure entertainment. It's going to make you spit up milk through your nose. I guarantee it.
Yeah, well, no, I think you'll have great success on your campaigns going forward as long as it delivers. If people get Thin Blue Line in their hand and it's as entertaining as everything else I've read from you, and we know it's beautifully drawn already. We know that, is it Joe Arnold, right?
Joe.
Yeah,
Joe
he's
Arnold.
A police officer himself there in Fort Collins, where you live, and fantastic illustrator. I don't know the colorist, but they're great too. Looking
Ixan Ansori is our colorist. He lives in the Philippines.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've worked with some Filipino guys, and my favorite comic book artist of all time is a Filipino gentleman. He's passed away, but Nestor Redondo. He did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he was a master with a unique style, instantly identifiable work.
Yeah. If you ever check out, for the fans out there, House of Mystery and House of Secrets and all those collections, he did tons of stories in there, and he did a 6-issue Rima, the Jungle Girl, for DC. I picked up the original of that about 5 years ago at San Diego Comic-Con. So.
Yeah, he was born to draw that.
Yeah, he's just outrageous. Nestor Redondo. You guys should check out his work. Fantastic guy. Oh, there he is, the beautiful one himself. And there's our artist, right? Joe and Jeff?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'll play the trailer, but I was scrolling down, showing this great artwork here. Fantastic action. The covers here. Is this the Butch Geist or Geist?
That's Butch.
And then and Sergio Cariello. We unlocked
that
Sergio.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember a time when I was worried about unlocking this at 25,000. So those were different times.
That's a piece by a police officer named Adam Miller.
Okay. All right, then. Well, I'm going to play the trailer really quick, and then I'm going to ask you the origin of this project, because I've never known how you got involved in this. Was this your idea? Did Joe Arnold, the police officer, bring to you? So let me play the trailer really quick, and then I want to know where this came from.
Alrighty.
Beginning with issue number 1, Mike Baron wrote Marvel's The Punisher for over 5 years, approaching it as a straight crime comic, without any superheroes, aliens, or robots. Over the course of 60 issues, Baron elevated the gritty anti-hero into one of the most
Whopping. Oh.
Home of penciler Joe Arnold, himself a full-time police officer, and talented anchor Jeff Slemons. They've created a moving and entertaining story ripped straight from today's headlines. Thin Blue Line exposes the defund the police movement and its consequences for society. But several comic book companies have refused to publish it. Now we're asking you to join the effort to distribute it independently and help support the men and women of law enforcement. Get your copy of the only graphic novel to offer an unflinching and not always flattering look at the men and women of law enforcement during a time when we need them the most. Not all heroes wear capes. It's a thin blue line between the rule of law and a world of chaos. Which side are you on? Thin Blue Line by Mike Baron. Order now on Indiegogo.
Yeah, so that looks great. I got some comments while that was playing that they couldn't hear the audio for the first half of that. How strange. But okay. Ellie Munoz says Gabe is shame drunk. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely sober. I actually don't drink. I know that's not interesting. When people say, I don't actually watch television, I'm better than you. I don't drink, but I don't think I'm better than you because of it. So Mike, what I want to ask you about this project, now that I fumbled playing the trailer and there was no sound for the first half, where did this come from for you? Was this an idea of yours, or did someone bring this to you, or how did this get going, this project?
All mine.
Oh, really?
Summer 2020, sitting in front of the TV, watching city after city go up in flames while mobs of barbarians rampage through the street, destroying small businesses, killing people, billions of dollars in damage, thousands of small businesses destroyed by the people who could least afford to lose them, the people that Blue Voices claim to support, and always out front was some moron associated with the press explaining that these were mostly peaceful protests. And then politicians, people we elect to serve the people, whose first duty is to safeguard the well-being of their constituents, started calling for defunding the police. And my reaction was, what the fuck? Are these people completely ignorant? Have they not studied history? And that was a stupid question, because the answer is no, they've not studied history. But civilization can't exist without the rule of law.
Of course not.
You're either for the rule of law or you're not. And now we see the consequences of their actions. In Blue City after Blue City, downtown is a graveyard. San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, Manhattan. They're like ghost towns because people are afraid to go down there. Every day you read about new hordes of shoplifters running into a store in broad daylight, wearing hoodies and masks. I got to give them credit. They're all masked, smashing open display cases with sledgehammers and running off whatever they want. And you know, in Los Angeles and San Francisco, the district attorneys convinced people to decriminalize theft up to $950.
Right.
So if you steal up to $950 worth of merchandise, the store is not even going to report it because they're not going to respond. And now those businesses are closing their doors. 35 Walgreens have shuttered their doors in San Francisco. And I say, let every productive citizen leave the city and leave those states and leave them to the politicians and whoever votes for them.
Yeah, well said. Here, here, indeed. Yeah. When I was watching the riots, which are just terrorism, because what terrorism is violent action to influence politics. That's what it is, and that was Black Lives Matter and all these horrible Antifa. They're going to burn down your country until you vote for Biden. That's what it was. We all know that's what it was.
Well,
And
that was
won't
part of
stop
it.
until we get our way. It was terrorism on our soil.
Yeah, and the rest was pure opportunism by the criminal class. They say, hey, there are no consequences. We do what we want.
Right. Oh, hey, Mike. Let's see. There we go. Someone was saying they couldn't see our names there. There we go. I had to take the comment off to put our names up there. But yeah, tell me, because for me it was so surreal. It seemed like it wasn't real life, like it was a corny movie like They Live or RoboCop, where you had that over-the-top propaganda. And to watch the mostly peaceful but fiery protests, and to see the news come out every day like Pravda or something like that, like something from communist Russia or China, just telling you that you're not seeing what you're seeing, that this is okay. And hundreds of thousands of BLM idiot protesters are not spreading COVID, but you can't go to Target to buy a pack of gum, but they can go burn down buildings and destroy windows. It was insane to see the propaganda. What did that do to you in your head? Because I was just like, I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
Well, my reaction was, I got to write a story about this because it is the stuff of drama. 30 years ago, this wouldn't be happening. But 30 years ago, nobody would raise an eyebrow if you told a story that showed the police in a positive light.
Right.
And I know a number of police officers, and every cop that I know is a civic-minded individual who joined the force to be a positive force in his community. And we don't doubt that there are bad cops. We hear about them all the time. But they're a tiny minority of the police force, and most police officers just want to do good.
Yeah. So if someone's on the fence about this book and they haven't backed it yet, let me bring this back up here. What would be your pitch to them on this? Let me add it to the stream real quick.
Well, I would have to stress that my number one rule of writing is it's my job to entertain, and I never lose sight of that fact. And this is one of the most entertaining stories you're going to read all year, if not in your entire lifetime. You're going to read this book and you're going to put it down and say, holy shit, why can't other comics be as entertaining as this? It's pure drama from the first page. There's not a wasted panel. There's not a wasted word. It's going to grab you by the throat. You're going to love it. And like everything I write, there are flashes of humor. I think that even the grimmest story must have flashes of humor.
Right.
And every great writer understood that.
Right. So let me, I'm going to, if you will indulge me,
I will
show my my project up here that I'm very, very excited about. Truth, Justice, American Way. If they're going to fumble the football like that, the big two, then I'm going to pick it up and run it the other way for a touchdown. You know what I mean? So I've joined up with my buddy, David Williams, master illustrator and animator. He worked for Warner Brothers Animation on the Superman, Batman stuff and all that great stuff. He got into DC Comics professionally when he was 17. And he's like in his 50s now. He's an amazing illustrator. And then we've hired Mike Barron's old friend from Nexus, Gary Martin. I hired him. I wrote him a contract and hired him last week. He's going to ink it for us.
Great.
So we can move things along. And Gary Martin literally wrote the book on inking. So that's really exciting. But we've got some really awesome heroes. And it's not jingoistic, slapping you in the head from the right wing, that left wing people are morons. This is classic action adventure fun. All that stuff you loved in the 70s and the 80s, back when there was, you can't tell what Indiana Jones politics were, or Han Solo, or the Ghostbusters. Like, you don't know. It was just fun. They didn't tell you they were left wing or right wing. It didn't matter for the story. So what we want to do is talk about what we love, why it's exciting, why it's fun, and bring that back to you guys. So we have Truth, we have Justice, and we have American Way, and it is going to be an absolute blast. Dave's getting to work on pages today. We were talking on the phone about it last night, and we've got some covers we're working on already. And I have more promotional art. I have a piece I haven't shown yet. I've only shown a clip of it. I wonder if should I show the whole thing, Mike, right now, a little piece?
Show it.
Okay. Let's see. Should I? I'll show it. I haven't shown it in public yet, but I think I'll show it. Let's show it. We I don't know why we made this. We'll use it for something, a T-shirt or something. But it was kind of like reminiscent of those corner boxes. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah. So we put that. Let me move this one out of the way. It's messing.
That's a postcard. It's a bookmark, and it's a sticker.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think it's gorgeous, and I think what Dave is doing here. And there's some other work I won't show that I'm going to work on today that Dave has sent me. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So please, if you're in the chat, go to the link that's in the description, and I can throw the link in the chat too. Let me grab the link to this. Go to Indiegogo and sign up for the mailing list. If you get on the mailing list, you're going to get an exclusive trading card that no one else can get. And I did the preliminary design for that. I'll show that, and then we'll get back to your book really quick. Okay, Mike? Sorry about all this. Thank you for indulging me. Let's see. Where's this trading card? I don't know what I did with it. Did I? Come on, Gabe. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. I thought I had it right here. Okay, I don't have it ready. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, guys. I guess I won't show that. We'll have to show that another time. I'm unsure where that went. But anyway, okay, we'll get this out of here and we'll get back to yours. What else do you want to say about your book, Mike? Because I'm excited to get it. I know I was an early backer.
Well, like it's completely finished. It's ready. In fact, it's at the printer now. So we're going to deliver ahead of time, and that's what we hope to do with every project from now on. I have a series of projects we're going to roll out this year. And next up is the second Florida Man graphic novel.
Oh, do you have anything for that? Do you have any art for that?
Let me give you. I'll shoot you the cover on Twitter here.
Okay.
I also just sent you a bad version of Richard Bonk's cover for Private American, and the only thing bad about it is he shot it with his camera, and it's not okay. All right.
Yeah, people understand in this day and age. You're taking a picture with your iPhone, and we all get it. We all get it. We know the finished products are going to be great. Okay, I'm getting into Twitter here, our private messages, and okay, is it okay? It looks like I got a Private American here.
Yeah.
And okay, let me download it. Twitter's fighting me about this. I'm not sure why it's fighting me, but it is. Okay, Florida Man.
It's the trolls.
Is it? It's the Russian hackers. I do like that you could just blame anything on Russians nowadays.
Yeah.
I would hate to be Russian. I would feel some actual bigotry if I was Russian, that they were just talking crap about me. Okay, here we go. So here's Florida Man 2.
That's the cover, Pat Broderick, and that's what it's about.
Please explain yourself.
Gary versus 1,000-pound feral hog, but there's so much more in it than that.
Sounds like dating life for some people. So.
Gary's always looking for a fast buck, and this guy hires him to go to Mexico City and fly back with a suitcase full of tarantulas. And he says, "Don't worry, the suitcase is sealed; they can't possibly get out."
Oh, okay. And then mayhem ensues. Yeah. No, for those of you that don't know, Mike Barron is sneakily one of the funniest writers in comics. He always has a great phrase or pun or something like that snuck into his work here and there. It's fantastic. So if you want humor and something over the top, Florida Man looks really good. It looks really good for that. And let's see this. What is this? The Bonk cover here?
That's a cover for Private American, and
okay.
it's of course it looks dim because he shot it with his camera.
Sure.
And it's not going to be as clean as a scan, but that's one of the covers we're using.
Yeah. Oh, let me get this comment here. Someone is referring to the Florida Man 2. That is sweet. And OCB reaction says, got the novels, was guffawing the first page.
Thanks, OCB.
And then Mortal V is taking a stab at Ethan Van Sciver's weight. How dare you, Mortal V? That warthog would die if Ethan was on top. That's not very nice. Oh, I don't want to miss this. Anthony Gonzalez Clark for $2. Thank you so much for the donation. Next book, I Draw, You Color, Barron writes. I'm willing to entertain any idea, Mike. If you're ever serious, anyone out there, just private message me on Instagram. I'll take a look at anyone's art, whether it's
Anthony, email me where I can, or contact me on Twitter at Bloody Red Baron and tell me where I can see your art.
Yeah. I check my Instagram DMs a lot. Those are open for me. So, and my name on Instagram is just my name everywhere, Gabe El Taib. It's very unique, so I just use my regular name. And you are what on Twitter? Bloody Red Baron.
Bloody Red Baron.
Yeah, I'm sure Hervoye, our mod, will throw that in the chat, please, Hervoye. So, Private America right here. That looks fantastic. You showed this in our private Comicsgate Kings Twitter And I think Donald DeLay suggested adding the knife in that hand because that hand was.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's right.
Thanks, Donald. We got the big knife.
That's right.
Big knife.
So that's not a knife. This is a knife. So, so Private America. Can you tell me a little bit of what that's about and when it might come out for funding or anything like that?
Well, that's probably a ways down the road because we got 2 projects ahead of it, and one of them is the Pat Broderick Western we're doing, Bronze Star. But Private American begins on the southern border where coyotes are bringing people across the river. And one coyote grabs a 14-year-old girl and drags her into the bushes to rape her, which is what they routinely do. And that's when we first meet Private American. And that's what Captain America would be doing today if he were written by sane people.
All right. Yeah, that makes instead of written by people that hate America.
That's right.
And
it snowballs from there. There's a lot more to it than that. There are all these groups that are flowing over the southern border. They're not just refugees. There are organized cartels smuggling fentanyl. There are terrorists who are coming in across the border. And in the first issue, the Private American has to deal with all those. And then he gets contacted by a sugar daddy who loves what he's doing. And the sugar daddy is kind of the opposite of George Soros. And I don't want to say any more about it, but the name of the team is going to blow your mind.
Very cool. Very cool. And of course, I would, and just knowing you, what this book won't do is whack you over the head and say, you know what? If you ever voted Democrat, then you're a piece of crap and we hate you. Mike is here to entertain you. You know, he may be a conservative in his own life or whatever, but we're not going to do the reverse of what Marvel and DC are doing, where they're just left-wing demagogues. We're not going to be from the right wing like that. You know, Mike is
they don't know how to entertain. And that's my number one rule. As I understand, it's my job to entertain. And I try to make every part of that story as entertaining as possible.
Right. Absolutely. So, okay. So we have that. We have the hilarious Florida Man. Do you have that Western from Joe Arnold? And it's okay if you don't have it. I'm putting you on the spot asking for it. So
you mean you want to see some art?
Yeah. Cause I know he's
let me show you some art from Bronze Star. Pat Broderick is the artist.
Oh, sorry. Joe Arnold is obviously the artist from Thin Blue Line. But let's get Pat
and
Broderick.
again, this doesn't do it justice because Pat only has a phone. He doesn't even have a computer.
Right.
So he sends me all this stuff with his phone.
What he didn't tell you, it's an iPhone 4. So it looks gorgeous from what we can see, and obviously, again,
you see it, man. It's just going to blow your mind.
And what did he do at Marvel at DC? He worked there for a while doing some stuff, right?
Yeah, he did Firestorm, Micronauts at one point. Pat's had his finger in a lot of great DC titles.
Right.
But this is the best work of his career. I mean, he says so, I say so. Everybody who sees it says so.
Yeah. Oh, Jiminy Cricket says, great job on Fox and Friends this morning, Mike. Yeah, everyone's real proud of you for that.
Thank you, Jiminy.
Yeah, it's fun. Always let your conscience be your guide. Right?
Yeah.
That's the saying from Jiminy Cricket. Sorry if that was a little esoteric. Oh, here we go. OCB Reactions says the Badger needs new stories. He will bankrupt himself backing that. Mike, if you want to ruin someone's life with the Badger, now's your chance.
I don't, but we are working on it, OCB. That's coming.
Okay, very good. Very good. And Angela's shocked that you're joining the cast of Fox and Friends again.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
I was on. I'm not trying to one up or anything, but I was on Newsmax TV last week doing an interview about my stuff and all that, and I wore this T-shirt. But I thought I was just going to be in frame, like from here up. So I'm doing a whole big interview with the Bucky the Beaver from the Texas. if down in Texas, for those who get down there, there's these awesome truck stops, and this is the logo. And so I'm on TV talking about a serious topic wearing this shirt. So I hope I didn't undermine myself.
Could be worse.
Right. Okay, well, what else do you have for us today, Mike?
Well, I could talk all day, but that's enough. First, we're doing Thin Blue Line. Next up is Florida Man #2. Later this year, we're going to launch Bronze Star, which is the Western with Pat Broderick. And then probably we're going to go with Private American after that.
Okay. Well, if you don't have anything else for us, I guess I'll wrap it up. But I do want to show my trailer one more time for my book. My daughter made this for me on her cell phone. I gave her some art assets from the book, Truth, Justice, American Way. And I was proud of her for doing this. So I'm going to show it again. And I think I'll show your trailer again, too, because it was muted the first time. So what do you think?
Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah, I'll show that one more time, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay. So here's the trailer my daughter made for. Get on the sign-up list and tell your friends. If you want that classic action, the super teams, Avengers, X-Men, all that, Justice League, Dave Williams and I have it for you. We've got it in spades. It's going to be awesome. And we've added Gary Martin, the amazing award-winning inker, to the team. So we're going to crank out some gorgeous, fun, exciting work here. So here's the trailer. Cool. Hey, we got an important message here, Mike. Let me remove this. It says,
I see that. I'm
yeah,
take
you
a
can't
look at it
message
right now.
Are your DMs closed?
I don't know. I can barely operate this computer, but I'm going to take a look.
If you can't get a hold of Boomer Mike, Anthony, you could always hit me up and I can relay a message. So yeah, you could do that if Mike can't figure it out. But let me show your trailer real quick, Mike. Okay, the sound will be working this time. And that was for $5 from Anthony Gonzalez Clark. Says he can't message you on Twitter, blocked by the Baron. Check out my site, Daydream Continuum, ends with com. Okay, daydreamcontinuum.com, I'm assuming. So thank you for the $5 donation. I'm going to play this one again since the sound was weird the first time. Okay? And then we'll wrap it up.
Beginning with issue number 1, Mike Baron wrote Marvel's The Punisher for over 5 years, approaching it as a straight crime comic, without any superheroes, aliens, or robots. Over the course of 60 issues, Baron elevated the gritty anti-hero into one of the most popular and enduring characters in the Marvel Comics universe. Now he brings that same ultra-realistic intensity to his latest graphic novel, Thin Blue Line. In the middle of a long, hot summer, a police shooting ignites a city. Activists, opportunists, and provocateurs descend to riot, loot, burn, and kill. Thin Blue Line follows Officer Valeria Baca and her partner as their detail guarding the mayor turns into a battle for survival. Ride along on this harrowing tale of two brave law enforcement officers fighting for their community and their own survival in a world gone mad. Eisner winner Mike Baron has created an alarming tale that unflinchingly examines human fallibility on every level. Along with penciler Joe Arnold, himself a full-time police officer, and talented anchor Jeff Slemons, they've created a moving and entertaining story ripped straight from today's headlines. Thin Blue Line exposes the defund the police movement and its consequences for society, but several comic book companies have refused to publish it. Now we're asking you to join the effort to distribute it independently and help support the men and women of law enforcement. Get your copy of the only graphic novel to offer an unflinching and not always flattering look at the men and women of law enforcement during a time when we need them the most. Not all heroes wear capes. It's a thin blue line between the rule of law and a world of chaos. Which side are you on? Thin Blue Line by Mike Baron. Order now on Indiegogo.
You're going to have to hook me up with your Sam Elliott guy so I can get a voiceover on my trailer. Because Dave Williams is working on pages for our book now. So once I have pages and covers, I'm going to make a really nice trailer like that. I said I'd let you go, but no. I want to ask you a broad question here about culture and society and entertainment and all that. So we know politics is downstream from culture. We know that. We know when you enculture kids with stories and religion and all this stuff, it's going to really shade their worldview as adults. Do you see the tide turning on the nonsense of feminism, postmodernism, all this stuff that has been a cancer to our society for 30, 40, 50 years? Are we turning a corner, Mike? Is the pendulum swinging back? Is that what you and I are part of? Or are we just a blip and this postmodernism is steamrolling? What do you really think? Because you're much older than me, if I can insult you. Just kidding.
I'm 120.
Yeah, you guys don't know that. He's actually looks very good for his age. But really, what do you think? Because I feel, I hope I'm not being optimistically foolish. but I feel it's turning. I don't know. I feel the Canadian.
I do too. I think that people are fed up, and that's why this is the only country in the world which enshrines our rights and say we are born with these rights. These rights don't come from the government. And the only reason we haven't all been locked up in chains and locked in our houses forever is because of the Second Amendment. And the question comes down to, will military and police open fire on unarmed American citizens protesting for their rights? Because that's what it's going to come to, just like the Boston Massacre. Because
Wow.
these people that are in charge today are the same people that Orwell warned about, Plato warned about, Cicero warned about. They're following the same playbook as every insecure tyrant does, whether it's Hitler or Stalin or Chairman Mao. They're indistinguishable from them. They don't even pretend to care about the American people.
Yeah, some of the things they do get brushed off as, oh, you're a conspiracy theory. Why would they do that? Why would they do this? Why would they lie about weapons of mass destruction? Why would they lie about we can't say the certain words on YouTube or the algorithm will find you, but certain stuff for the last 2 years. And I tell everyone I can talk to about this, if you realize that the elites, the politicians, the huge business leaders, all of them, those actors and actresses you all worship, if you realize they see all of us, no matter what race, gender, whatever, as cattle. We're here to be milked. We're here for meat. We're here to pay taxes. We're here to die. When you realize that they see you as cattle and nothing more, it all makes sense the way they hurt us. If I'm a rancher and I have cows, I don't want them to die and needlessly suffer. But if they need to suffer a little bit to make me richer, then they will. Yeah. That's just how it is. So when you realize that your humanity doesn't exist to these people, everything makes sense that they do. So am I right, or what do you think?
You're right. When you're right, you're right. Hey, I got to go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap up the chat here, but thanks for joining me, Mike.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. And we'll get you back on again whenever you want. Okay. Have a great day, Mike. Talk to you later. All right. I'm going to wrap it up with you guys here in the chat. Adam Kramer, Kembler, sorry, for $2. Hey, Gabe, where can we DM you? On Instagram and Twitter, I think my DMs are open. I check Instagram a little more. I try not to go on Twitter too much because then you just start getting mad because you start reading all this crazy opinions and stuff. So, I try not to go on there too much. Twitter's not good for any of us. So I'm spitting truth bombs. Sorry if I spit all over the camera. I didn't mean to do that. And Adam says, thank you, Mike. But I want to thank you guys for coming in. I guess I can show off a little bit of what I was doing here. Now that now that Mike's gone, I can show off some more of what I was doing here. Let's see, where was it? So I have my book I'm doing with David Williams. Very, very excited about it. Truth, Justice, the American Way. Guys, he sent me more art, guys. He sent me more, and I can't show it to you. I'm not allowed to show it yet. Let me open this though. I'll sneak just a corner of it in there. I'm going to color this later. I'll sneak it onto the page. Oh, I don't even have it brought up. Way to go, genius. Yeah. So I'll sneak this on here. Oh, little something. But I haven't colored that one up yet. I have flat colors. But we're doing all kinds of stuff. We're doing those classic corner boxes, like just the way comics had. I don't know if we'll put that on the cover. I think the graphic novel will just be the big cover without a corner box or anything like that. But we're having a ton of fun working on this thing. And I could show you the layers on this thing really quick. Truth, Justice, American Way, corner box, PSD. Hold on, I got to find the file here. Okay, here we go. The PSD is the Photoshop document, is what that stands for. So I can kind of show you a little bit about how this stuff works behind the scenes and how you put these together. But Dave, I really, really appreciate what Dave's doing. He's just going crazy on this stuff, just working his butt off. And it couldn't be more exciting. Oh, and if you sign up for the mailing list, here's the layout for the trading cards. Hold on, let me bring this back up. This is a mocked up dummy of the trading card that you might get. And we'll make it exclusive if you're on the mailing list. So maybe this writing down here that says American Way, maybe that'll be red foil. And if the printer can't do foil, then maybe it'll be blue. And on the regular cards, it'll be red or something like that. So so if you're on the mailing list, you're going to get, if you're on the mailing list and you back, you're going to get trading cards similar to this. I might change the design. I might do whatever. I was basing it off the 1988 Topps baseball cards, because that was a set that I got when I was a kid. Let's see. Mythic Punisher says, Gabe, will there be a digital version of the Truth, Justice, American Way? I'm not against that. I need to talk to the other guys like Ethan and all those guys and see how that went for them, How does that affect sales? Because I know there are some people overseas where it's not financially sound to like buy a book for $25. That's a lot of money to put, but you're getting the best quality from me and Dave. And then shipping is an arm and a leg if I'm sending it to the middle of Siberia or wherever you might live. I understand. I understand that maybe digital is a way to go for some of you. So I'll talk with my guys in comics, the Comicsgate people community that have already done this stuff and see what they think, and then listen to fans too. Mortal V would like to stick a dried gum. I will not promise that, but it would be funny. But I want to do trading cards so bad. I was telling Dave Williams, let me show you. And for those of you that don't know Dave, I wish Dave did more social media because he's so brilliant. The stuff he's given me on art, the tips he's given me, and the concepts he has for the story and all that. But I want to show you what I showed Dave really quick. And I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but I want to do this because I just want to have that fun I had when I was in middle school and high school. Really, middle school is when I started with the comics. And let me go find this thing. Oh, okay. So I sent this to Dave. I sent this to, oh, damn it, Gabe. Let's see. Sent this to Dave. It was from like the 1991 X-Men card set by Jim Lee. And it was sorry, I'm just increasing the size in Photoshop so you can see it. And it was basically 9 trading cards, and you put them all together and they made a puzzle like that. You know what I mean? Not a puzzle, but they made one big image if you took the 9 trading cards and put them together. So I would love to do something like that for you guys. And I'm not saying I'm going to. It's just me and Dave, we decided by the end of this coming week, we got to decide, are we doing t-shirts? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? We've got to get it all figured out. I know one thing we're doing and is 3 covers. Since there's 3 main heroes, we want to do 3 different covers. But I don't want to make you guys ever feel like you're being built like, oh, he's going to do 800 covers and all that. I'm not doing that. But I do think it makes sense to have different covers because we have these 3 main heroes, Truth, Justice, and American Way. So here's American Way again. Here's I think this guy might be one of the breakout stars of the book. I really, really love this guy. If you love Charles Bronson and just over the top Steven Seagal, Van Damme, all that stuff, I love that action adventure craziness. This might be your guy in the book, and you're gonna love Truth too. The way she's being written, I've really put a lot of time into character development, character arcs, and all that stuff. So Anthony Gonzalez Clark for $2. Thank you again. Signed up. Can't message you on Twitter either. Try me on Instagram. I don't know. My DMs are open. I think I have to follow you back on Twitter for you to be able to message me. I think that's how it works. So let's see. Oh, what does this say? Mortal B says, if you go to Gabe's Twitter and click his link tree, it'll have the Instagram link. Yeah. On my Instagram and my Twitter, I have a link tree link, and that'll just lead you to all my social media and YouTube and all that. And Joe Musashi says Marvel Series 4 did that before too. He's talking about that big I just think it's really neat. Hold on. This thing here where we take 9 different trading cards and make one image. I don't know if we're going to do a thing like that and have it be some sort of, if you buy this, you get that. I don't know. But I just want it to be fun for you guys because I know, money's tight for some of you out there. And I don't want you to ever feel like you're not getting your money's worth. When you get that, I was telling Dave, the way I want him to draw this book, and who am I to tell Dave how to draw? You know what I mean? He's been doing this a lot longer than me. But when people flip through the pages of Truth, Justice, American Way, I want them to feel like they got a duck. I want that crazy Kirby action coming off the page. So I'm going to do everything I can as a writer and then as a colorist. And I won't show you close up because Dave has to approve all designs. Dave is the art director. But quickly, if I could just flash up here, just proof of concept. I am doing concept art. I've really, really was flattered that Dave trusted me to help design some of the characters. So that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day is actually working on some concept art for some bad guys, for some villains. And it's really fun, some of the stuff I've come up with Dave putting our heads together. So I think I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everyone for being, unless anyone had any more questions or anything like that. I do want to show that trailer again, though. It's only 30 seconds. I'm very proud of my daughter, Minnie. By the way, Minnie's doing great. She's killing at comedy. My daughter, she's 24. She's been a stand-up comedian since she was 16. And she's performed all over in Hollywood, but we live in San Diego, so she's mostly doing it here. And she's just absolutely killing. She's told me how she roasted some guy, and she'll do crowd work. I don't know if any of you have been to comedy shows, but where they'll go and they'll start, teasing people in the crowd and stuff like that. And that always makes you nervous when you go to a comedy show when they start roasting people. And she's really good at it. So I'm very proud of her. But I sent her some art assets from the book, and I asked her to make me a trailer because I was very busy. And this is what she did. Let me move this out. Oh, yeah. And this is what she made me, for those of you that haven't seen it. Oh, here I am scowling at the camera. Yeah, I think she did a great job. So I was very happy with her for doing that. So, but yeah, are there any other comments or questions here? No, I think we're good then. Oh, hold on. Let's see. If she has time, she should check out with other people in CG that need trailers done. Oh, that might not be a bad idea. She made that on her iPhone. Yeah, there's an app called CapCut, and Zaid Comics showed it to me. And that's the guy that does the Diaz brothers. You know what I mean? Philip Diaz. He's doing the Lost Pages, which looks fantastic. He shared that in our private Twitter group that he was using this app, and I think he made some trailers for his work with that. So I'm really excited. So I'll ask you guys one thing, and then I do have to get out of here because I got a lot of work to do. A lot of fun work to do. Truth, Justice, American Way. Go to my Twitter or my Instagram and click on the link tree, or just click the link in this description. I guess that'd be the best way to do it. And go there and get on the mailing list. You get on the mailing list, you're going to get the exclusive, you get the latest news and information on the book, what's going on, what it's going to be like. But you also can get a trading card that'll be very similar to this. This is just a quick half-hour mock-up I did just to show Dave and Gary, my co-collaborators, what I was thinking for the trading card. So yeah, if you sign up, you'll definitely, when you're back, you'll get the limited card that no one else will be able to get. You know, it's going to have a different look than the other cards we do. And you'll also get, other exclusive things. I won't go into it yet. But so go there and sign up. And if you could, try and get your friends to sign up. You know what I mean? Tell people if they're tired of wokerization, if I can make up a word, and they want that classic adventure and that feeling of just that magic feeling we all had when you were a kid. I remember it was Saturday mornings for me in like late elementary and middle school. That was right around the time of the Super Nintendo was about to come out, and Ninja Turtles was like the #1 cartoon. You still had Transformers and G.I. Joe and all that. And you're sitting there eating your Captain Crunch or your Lucky Charms. I was never a fan of the fruit cereals. I was always a fan of like the marshmallow ones and stuff like that. That stuff is so bad for you, by the way. But just that feeling you had when it was just magic and fun. And it was just, it was carefree, but it was also inspiring. You know what I mean? The adventures, you could tell the writing was sophisticated enough to make sense and, to have a logical story, but then it was playful, and it wasn't precious and took itself too seriously. And that's what we're going to do here. We're not going to be mocking classic superheroes in any way or parodying them. We are going to be celebrating everything we loved about it. Dave and I say it's our love letter to superheroes, this book. So, Mortal says, hey, now I'm missing the TMNT cereal. Yeah, I would actually sing the TMNT cereal song to my friends in middle school, and they would get mad. Ninja Turtles, get ready. It's an attack, a snack attack, a crunchy snack attack. And then I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. But in my defense, that was 31 years ago or something like that. So, okay, I want to thank you all for joining me. Sign up for the mailing list. Check out the Thin Blue Line. That's all in the description for this video. And I'll get Mike on again. Mike is such a great guest. Mike is hilarious, though, because he'll do that Houdini at the end. It's like, all right, I got to go. And he'll just disappear. He does it on Ethan's show, and he'll do it here. But that's why we love Mike. So, okay, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great Monday, and get yourself some victory this week. I know you can do it. All right, bye.